holds me in my dreams.
There will be one Lion King.
Mufasa, what do we do?
When has that ever stopped me?
Welcome to Box Office Breakdown, the channel where you will get the latest box office rankings, movie performances in the US, and many more every week. Today, we'll be counting down the highest grossing movies of the weekend. So let's get started. Number 10. The Fire Inside.
Going to bed, I got training in the morning.
When you win that prize money, you get our own place. Just us.
USA Boxing hasn't won a gold medal since 2004.
The film opened at the lower end of expectations, but it seems to have struck a chord with audiences, scoring 86% positive and 62% recommend on PostTrack, along with an A from CinemaScore.
I would love to represent Clarissa. It's just much harder with women athletes.
It's not fair, but people expect female athletes.
Critics are also loving the movie with a stellar rating 95% received on Rotten Tomatoes. The film does have a chance to stay in the top 10 next week given the strong word of mouth. Number 9. Homestead.
We got hit.
That's the sun.
America's just been attacked.
After today,
The dystopian drama slipped 4 spots this week with all the new releases crowding in. Still, it's pulled in a solid $13 million domestically so far, against its modest $8 million budget.
do you think that you're above the law? Do you think that the rules aren't for you?
Is this an ark, or is this a fortress?
Did you know Neil McDonough agreed to play in this project because he liked Angel Studios and was eager to play a non-villain role for once? Number 8. Gladiator II.
Next life. I don't know why you are so greedy for it in this one.
Your Majesties.
Ridley Scott's sequel is holding strong in the top 10 this week. Even though its theatrical run is starting to wind down, it dropped on VOD last week and has already snagged the number 1 spot on both iTunes and Fandango.
Ready to roll!
The movie's performance hasn't been anything extraordinary, especially given its huge budget, but Scott has mentioned that a third installment is still likely in the cards. Number 7. Babygirl.
CEO means being a collaborator and a nurturer.
Don't you have to be at work?
Everyone is just waiting for me to buckle under the pressure.
Is now a good time to introduce
The erotic thriller had a decent start this week, pulling in a 67% positive score but a low 38% recommend on PostTrack, along with a B- from CinemaScore.
What I am?
I think you like to be told what to do. Sorry, I didn't mean to. That was incredibly inappropriate.
Critics gave it a respectable 76% on Rotten Tomatoes, but the 51% popcorn meter and B- CinemaScore suggest it might not have long legs at the box office. Number 6. A Complete Unknown.
Why is that? I wanted to catch a spark.
If you're traveling in the North Country Fair.
The Bob Dylan biopic opened with $12 million, which was on the lower side of projections but still a modest start for a movie with such a niche appeal.
If anyone is going to hold your attention on stage, you have to kind of be a freak. You can be beautiful or you can be ugly, but you can't be plain.
The film has received acclaim, especially for the lead actor's performance, with a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, a B+ CinemaScore, and strong post-track numbers. All signs point to a promising box office run. Number 5. Moana 2.
You guys, we got this. Bring it on, Coco.
The animated movie slipped 1 spot this week, but isn't slowing down anytime soon. With no big new releases in sight and the digital release not hitting until February, it's set to keep thriving at the box office.
I promise.
This week, Moana reached another milestone by becoming the 18th highest-grossing movie of all time, overtaking Ice Age 4 and The Secret Life of Pets. Number 4. Wicked.
Wizard of Oz. Summons you to the Emerald City.
Come with me. What?
The musical dropped a spot this week, but like Moana, it's still holding strong. That said, its recent digital release might slow it down in the coming weeks, giving Moana a chance to pull ahead again.
It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Wicked is now the second highest grossing fantasy movie ever domestically, behind The Beauty and the Beast, and the third highest grossing film of 2024 domestically, behind Inside Out 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine. Number 3. Nosferatu.
Come to me. Come to me.
The horror film kicked off with a solid start this week, thanks to its eerie atmosphere and stellar performances. It even scored a B- on CinemaScore, which is pretty decent for a horror movie.
There is a devil in this world, and
The film opened on par with Smile 2, another horror biggie last year. If it keeps up the same momentum, it's shaping up to be a solid win for Focus Features and Universal Pictures. Number 2. Mufasa.
I told you to wait for me. We can't just leave him here.
Rules are rules, Tucker. The king will never accept a stray.
I'm not a stray. I'm just...
After a rough start last week, the King of the Jungle bounced back due to the Christmas boost and came pretty close to claiming the top spot this week. While the movie has been somewhat struggling domestically, it is doing wonders on the overseas shore with international total of $214 million so far. Number 1. Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Actually, Sonic, I would like to fight.
No! My turn.
The blue furball stood its ground this week with a drop-off of only 38% from opening weekend, fending off the roaring comeback of The Lion King to keep its grip on the top spot.
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
Hey, no cheat code!
While the opening weekend didn't quite match its predecessor, but thanks to the holiday boost, it's already outpaced the second movie's domestic total at the same point. That sounds like great news for Paramount. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel.